Greetings, fellow conquerors. This is darkfireslide, and before watching this, I highly recommend that you pull up the last episode in the Byzantium series, because we're going to be talking about that episode and, well, the whole series. But the problem is, with Mandate of Heaven, my save got corrupted, and it no longer works with either Mandate of Heaven's patch or with 1.19.2. That makes this discussion really unfortunate. And so I'm just going to kind of be ruminating, and so I highly recommend that you load up that video and you take a look at all of the land that we've conquered, and while I sit here and do the same, more or less, and just kind of talk about the series and what I thought of it. Alright, so, talking about Byzantium is an interesting subject because it's a start that's been done a million times by a million people. It's a very popular start, and it's a really cool start, and I had a great time doing this campaign. So, you know, it's funny comparing this to something like Prussia, because Prussia has a very secure start. It's very easy to start as Brandenburg or the Teutonic, well, Teutonic Order less so. It's very easy to start as Brandenburg and just kind of steamroll people, get your Prussian ideas, and then, you know, face it everybody. And that's really popular because, you know, Prussia was ridiculous historically, and in this game they are also ridiculous. Byzantium is less so. What they have going for them at the start is, you know, they're an empire at the start of the game, which means they have plenty of diplomatic slots and, you know, diplomats. They also have a very decent set of national ideas. In particular, you know, 5% discipline is nice, the 3% missionary strength is great, tolerance of the true faith +3 is really good, yearly prestige is also good, advisor cost down is good, all the other ones are just nice. Although this national manpower 10% and goods produced modifier up are both pretty nice as well, given that the area around where Byzantium starts are pretty great. Now, it took me about 4 or 5 tries to get this start rolling. I think 3 of them failed on camera, and then finally, after like the 5th try, I just, you know, I finally was like, oh, thank God, I finally got this to work, because the AI now does this thing where if it's screwed in a war, it'll just sit around and do nothing. It won't actually bother to fight. And so we had that one war in like episode 5 or 6 where Poland just refused to actually help a battle that would have won the war, and instead all of our troops got smashed and we lost, and it was very, very frustrating. And it was a miracle getting this start to work, because I was allied with Austria, Poland, Lithuania, and I think it was I think there was Bohemia or Hungary as well, and despite having all 3 of these powers, we still almost lost to the Ottomans, which was just insane. It was just, like, stupid that, like, the Ottoman troops are that strong at the start of the game, given that, you know, they don't even have, like the amount of development these nations have altogether, including the troops that I myself was providing as Byzantium, is just, like, absurd. But, you know, they start with a god general, they start with godly troops, and, yeah, it's just silly. But once you get the start out of the way, Byzantium is a really fun nation to play. That being said, could we have done much better in this campaign? Well, honestly, I think we did pretty great. We took up a vassal in Serbia, we took up a vassal in Jandar, not Kandar, as people have reminded me literally every episode where I've called them Kandar. It is not Kandar, it is like Jandar. C's are pronounced weird in Turkish. No offense to Turks, although some people would probably want me to mean offense to Turks, judging by the comments. Comments are a weird place, man. Anyway, without getting too distracted, the you know, expansion was pretty safe. After we won that first war, took back our cores, we were in a pretty great position, and overall, it was hilarious getting into a situation where the Mamluks had like -300 aggressive expansion opinion with us, which is just great because they couldn't do anything about it. It was really cool invading Italy and taking back that land as well. What we could have done better is we probably could have expanded more into Eastern Europe. However, there was a problem that Wallachia, after we fought them for the first time, was being guaranteed by the Russians. And that basically made any expansion into that area impractical. And we couldn't have really... And we could have expanded more this way. But the thing is, we had more ways to expand than we had admin points, especially near the end, where we were just kind of biding our time and trying to catch up on admin tech so we, you know, weren't gonna get corruption, and you know, it was just crazy. And ending on a war with Castile is not that bad of a thing. You know, we would have taken over Lower Sicily, and you know, probably maybe even taken all of it, because we were at the point where we didn't really care about aggressive expansion anymore, because we were the biggest nation in the world by such a large factor that it just didn't matter anymore. We were so massive that everything just kind of bent its knee to us. There wasn't really much, like, the only way we could have lost at that point is if we'd done something tremendously stupid, like get a coalition of, like, the entirety of Europe or something. But that would have taken a great amount of, like, it would have taken a lot of intentional effort on my part to bring the downfall of my own country at that point. So it was just kind of a steamroll, and at the same time, it was really fun at the end to just kind of be, you know, walking all over everyone, especially with those ridiculous 3-star generals that we got at the end there, who were just like crushing everything. Like, that was beautiful. I was impressed by that. And it just goes to show that you don't need a lot of military ideas to be a militarily strong nation. What you need is to fight in a lot of wars, get a lot of military tradition, take defensive ideas and take offensive ideas, and you'll be in a really good spot with your military, basically no matter who you play. Because at the end of the day, EU4 is a game about having money more so than it is having troops. Money just facilitates having troops. All that being said, I think that this campaign went really well. Some people were complaining that, like, oh, hey, he didn't get Basilius because he forgot to take Cyprus. And that's my bad, but I also wasn't playing on Iron Man. I made that clear, like, multiple times throughout the series, and apparently nobody listens. Or just puts this on in the background, because I did say multiple times, like, hey, this isn't on Iron Man, this is just for fun. Now you can call me out for save scumming or whatever. The only thing that not playing on Iron Man did was make it so that it was easier and faster to take over the Ottomans and then just, you know, do my fate, or get on with my destiny, as I should say. And even so, it was nice knowing that, like, wow, you're like breaking records here, and I'm like, okay, I didn't even know that I was, but I guess it's just the way she goes. Playing this campaign really highlighted to me how awesome administrative ideas are. And I think I'm probably going to make a video about it, because honestly, every game I play now, I just end up taking administrative ideas, and I think it's a problem. Like, I think that the core cost reduction is just too good, because cores are so expensive. They're just so expensive now to take and do, and having that 25%, like, the idea group more than pays for itself over the course of a game if you take it as your first idea group, or even your second if you just, like, get to the second idea of it. So yeah, admin idea is OP. Like, seriously, just ridiculous. That combined with Deus Vult later on just meant that we had, like, everything. We didn't need Casus Bellis anymore. We didn't care about coring. We just kind of attacked everything and took everything, and that's just kind of the way it goes. Is like Orthodox nations in particular should basically always take Deus Vult. Although now in Mandate of Heaven, Deus Vult got moved to the end of religious ideas, so you actually have to invest quite a bit to actually get it, which is good, because honestly, getting micro imperialism in, you know, at Admin Tech 7, or yeah, Admin Tech 7 when you get your first idea group. Although is it 6? God, bad with numbers. Okay. But yeah, as an Orthodox nation, getting Deus Vult is just ridiculous. And also, if you happen to be a nation on the edge of a major religion group, so if you look, for example, here, if you're a horde right here, and you get Deus Vult, or yeah, it's a Deus Vult still, because that's the idea, then that's great. If you're over here and you're Hindu, and there are Sunni near you, you can attack them there. If you're Vajrayana, you can get it and just do a Buddhist jihad, which is not even the correct terminology at all, but Confucianism, Tengri, same thing. Shinto is another great religion. In Asia in general, like, religious ideas are just great because of the amount of people that you can attack. Maybe not so much here in Thailand, but it is what it is. So I think this campaign went really well. I had a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys did too. I realized that near the end I didn't roleplay nearly as much, and that's in part due to the issues that came up during the latter half of this campaign. And honestly, this campaign should have finished. This should have been a finished campaign, and that's my, that's my fault. And I apologize for anyone who watched this series and was hoping to actually get to the late game. because it would have been a glorious late game, that's for sure, even though we were just kind of steamrolling everybody. But anyway, I think that's enough jabbering on about this. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. And I'm really looking forward to the next series as well. So, until then, my fellow Romans, I will, Godspeed, and I'll see you on the next one.